What's up, everybody? It's me, Will, again, and we are tackling some Rogue One spoilers, which means if you haven't seen the movie or my previous video tackling just like very brief what I thought about the movie, it's probably in your best interest to skip this one. So without any further ado, let's tackle some spoilers.
Knock, knock, open up the door.
It's Will! So, right off the bat, everyone dies. I kind of assumed they would die, but I was also being optimistic that maybe we'd get to know these characters more. Maybe we get to see them in Rebels briefly, which is still possible because Rebels precedes this. But I wanted to see these characters a little bit more and actually get to see them more developed. But they're going on a mission to get the Death Star plans on one of the most heavily guarded, like, Imperial planets. So it makes sense that they would die. And not gonna lie, like K2 and Shuri's death are probably the most emotional. I feel like everybody's saying that, but even me, like I about teared up in the theater for a freaking droid, guys. A droid. Like the thing isn't even really there. Yeah, Alan Tudyk's being mocapped there, but like that's a robot, man. I'm having feelings for a robot and a blind guy we barely got to know. Like there's some really cool stuff. Shuri's death's also pretty emotional. He has to go through like a line of fire to hit the switch so they can send messages to the rebels, so they can even transmit the rebel plans to them. And he's just doing this. He's doing this thing like, I am one with the Force. The Force is with me. I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me. Because he was one of the Guardians of the Wills, which is another throwback to George Lucas's original draft, or like his movie Bible for this. Which is, I think it's kind of hilarious. The Guardian of the Wills, huh? Yeah, the Guardian of the Wills right here. I feel like it's almost destiny that I like this movie since they're guarding me, you know. But yeah, everyone essentially dies. I would have liked to see them move on and maybe get to know Jyn, Castian, and a few others more, but I understand that these characters had to die so we can get the rebel plans. But I understand these characters had to die so we can get the plans to the rebels. And their sacrifice actually means a lot more that they actually did pass on, so like the rebels could actually have a chance against the Death Star. Some Easter eggs of note: we get some blue milk right off the bat in the Urso homestead. Also, there's no crawl, guys. No crawl. Like we just get thrown right into it. Like it feels like the crawl had just happened, but like we're just going to the planet. Like no, you guys know what the story is. But like let's move on. We know what's going on here. You know that paragraph at New Hope, that one right there where it says we got the plans. That's the paragraph you need to know. That's all you need to know. There's no crawl. I actually enjoyed some of the music too by Michael Giacchino. The little Rogue One theme was I can't. It's not very hummable in my head right now, but like I'm hearing it in my head still a little bit. I'm rambling, going all over the place. Let's see. Castian Andor, he's kind of like a dick a little bit. He's like a murderer. And it shows like the rebels aren't completely squeaky clean. He goes to this informant on like this meteor Wabani, I believe it's called. And this guy's like, oh, I can't make it out of this alley like without my arm. And he's like, hey, just calm down, we can make this. Shoots him, and he just like goes off on his own, going like, wow, this guy's a rebel. Like, ugh. And that guy's also given the mission to kill Galen Erso on site because they don't know Galen's intentions. They're going like, hey, this guy's helping them build the Ultra Death Star thing. Like, we need to kill him before they finish this thing, or so we can actually stand a chance. And he goes through a little bit of an arc. He doesn't kill him, but still in that same end, like he was probably going to at one point or another if he didn't meet Jyn in this movie. I think I mentioned in the other video some characters I didn't expect to see. Grand Moff Tarkin. Yeah, I knew he was going to be there, but I thought that maybe they would do something like more like a hologram, like, hey, like I'm here, General Krennic, blah blah blah. Like here's your direct orders. But he was there essentially. It was definitely mocapped, and they definitely put it over some actor's face. Sometimes it looks a little bit bizarre, but like after you watch it like once or twice, like you get used to it. I've already seen the movie twice, and I'm used to it now. But it actually looked okay. Like some people have complained, like, oh, it's too much uncanny valley, or oh, it's very disrespectful to Moff Tarkin's thing. I've just heard so much bitching about Grand Moff Tarkin. People are going like, oh, it's too much uncanny valley. Oh, it's very disrespectful to his family and his legacy. I'm going like, I don't see it that way. I see it as like almost like a tribute to him and like a tribute to the original trilogy. Going like, hey, like we know Tarkin's around in this era. Well, we're not going to use him a whole lot because this effect still needs some testing and we need to perfect it. But for the few moments that we need, we'll use him and we'll honor the character. It's not like we're going to like have him yell like no, like over like a volcano or something like that. It actually kind of worked in this movie. Yeah, the technology isn't completely there, but I'm totally down for them to like perfect this, and maybe if they do make a special edition of Rogue One, if they touch that up and make him like even look more human than he did, by all means, like if George is allowed to touch this one, like, or Gareth Edwards, let them touch it, like, let them touch that effect up. But there's also another character they use with this effect, Princess Leia. She's in there very minimal, because at one point she gets handed the plans. We'll talk about how she got those plans here briefly, but when she gets handed the plans, we see her briefly. I'm just going like, oh wow, like I thought they were going to get like Billy Lord, that's her daughter in real life. I didn't even think we were going to see her. I just thought maybe we'd hear her say, oh hey, like this is our like last thing, but she's like, oh no, it's Hope. But I also noticed two things here with these effects. One, every time we see Tarkin, he's like in a darker area, and it's almost kind of rubbery, almost like Jeff Bridges in Tron. Also a movie that's got a lot of darks and stuff in there. But then Princess Leia, the Corvette, the little blockade runner thing, is white all around, and she's wearing white, and it's not as noticeable. I don't know if this is, I'm not an effects wizard here, I don't know, but I'm thinking like the whites accentuate and almost like distract you from like the digital effect going on there, while the grays and darks kind of accentuate the Grand Moff Tarkin. You can tell like he's not really there. I mean, we obviously know they're not there because Princess Leia has gotten older now, unfortunately, and Grand Moff Tarkin's actor Peter Cushing has died. But that's just one thing I noticed. Like I said, not an effects wizard here, but like that's one thing I know. That's one thing I'm drawing from this too. So let's talk about this guy, Darth Julius Vader. Holy crap, he is back in a big way. He's showing us why Kylo Ren worships him. Essentially, he has a castle on Mustafar, which. There was some concept art for Empire Strikes Back for some scenes they couldn't afford to make that castle. We got it here, and he's the one in the back to tank from the original trailer. But he has like an acolyte, and everybody's assuming, oh hey, now that guy's Snoke. So there you go. There's another Snoke theory. But this, holy crap, he's really menacing. Just like when we see like his shadow over Krennic. Krennic's going like. Kind of going like, oh god, we're going, oh shit, like I'm in trouble. And just, he had a little bit of a joke that some people aren't liking, where he's like, oh hey, don't choke on your aspirations, Krennic. And I'm kind of going like, you guys know, like he is like a smooth, you know Vader's kind of theatrical, right? Like even when he was Anakin, like he would kind of like say some goofy things, but like even in Empire, here's an example, But even in Empire, when Darth Vader's getting shot at by Han, he takes the gun and he's like, hell, we'd be honored if you join. It's like, Vader is kind of theatrical, just to a degree. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but like, Vader's smooth. Let's just be honest there. But then there's another scene where he gets on the Mon Calamari ship, and they finally got the plans downloaded on this thing. They were trying to hand them out, and like all the lights go off in this hallway, and they're like, oh, let us out, like we need help. And then like you hear it, and then his lightsaber comes on, and you know, like, it's on. It is freaking on. He's, like, slaughtering them left and right. He, like, throws a guy up, just chops him in half. I don't know if everybody caught this, but someone shoots a blaster. He shoots it right back at him, like, sort of like how Kylo can hold that blaster bolt. I swear he threw one back at somebody. He takes everyone's guns, slices them, and at one point that guy's like, oh, let us out. He says, no, just take it. Like, he knows he's dead. Like, it's crazy. He gets it out. They run to the blockade runner. He gets released from the Mon Calamari ship, and like they just barely got the plans. I'm just going like, like I know the rebels get the plans, but for a hot minute there, so I was like, oh my god, they're not gonna get it. What's going on? Wow! Like I was so freaking out during that part. Another thing I noticed was Red and Gold Leader in this movie, but no Porkins. Where's Porkins at? Where's the love? Come on! He is the unsung hero, besides Blue Squadron, obviously, of the Rebellion. And also Blue Squadron. Oh my god, I love Blue Squadron, because that's another throwback to the original Star Wars, because they were originally going to use Blue Squadron, but they can't because of the effects that you needed a blue screen, and blue doesn't come up on there. But then we finally got them, and unfortunately they do die like on the battleground there, because the Death Star shoots at the Imperial planet, because Moff Tarkin just wants to kind of erase that this mistake even happened. So he's just killing any lone survivors or just anyone there. But Blue Squadron was there, and I'm like, yes, like they're the ones that actually get through the gate. I just love seeing Blue Squadron. And Red and Gold Leader, the space battle there was so amazing, and just seeing like that unused footage, or like it looked like they touched up a little bit because it looked semi-digital. They were able to like kind of like mock up some of their lines from the original Star Wars and the unused footage, and it worked perfectly. It made me thirsty for another Rogue Squadron game, but unfortunately, Factor 5, to my knowledge, is gone. So, EA, if you make a Rogue Squadron game, you better not mess it up. I'm essentially rambling now, and I think I tackled all the things that I wanted to tackle. I know there was a bunch of other Easter eggs. Like, I know Chopper was in there. I missed him. They mentioned Chance Amdula. He is an important figure in Lords of the Sith and in Rebels. That's Hera's dad. Some other things to note, C-3PO and R2-D2 have a quick cameo. And I didn't stay through the whole into the credits, but I don't know if there was like maybe a tribute to Kenny Baker since he just passed away this year recently. But if there was, I hope that was nice. But yeah, it was just nice seeing 3PO and R2 since they're in all the Star Wars movies. And it would make sense they would be on Yavin 4 to be on the Blockade Runner later. But that's about it for me, guys. I've been rambling a bunch, and as you can tell, I love Star Wars. It's one of my favorite things in the universe and in the whole galaxy. So, what did you guys think? What were some of your favorite moments? Did you like the Darth Vader scene as much as me? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, guys, when there's a will, there's a way.